Welcome to Strength for Today and Bright Hope for Tomorrow, Part 3. Thomas Obadiah Chisholm lived from 1866 to 1960. He had a difficult early adult life. His health was so fragile that there were periods of time when he was confined to bed, unable to work. Between bouts of illness, he would have to push himself to put in extra hours at various jobs in order to make ends meet. After coming to Christ at age 27, Thomas found great strength in the Scriptures and in the fact that God was faithful to be his strength in times of illness and weakness and to provide his needs. Lamentations chapter 3 verses 22 and 23 became one of his favorite scriptures. It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. While away from home on a missions trip, Thomas often wrote to one of his good friends, William Runyon, a relatively unknown musician. Several poems were exchanged in these letters. Runyon found one of Thomas's poems so moving that he decided to compose a musical score to accompany the lyrics. Great is Thy Faithfulness was published in 1923. For several years, the hymn got very little recognition until it was discovered by a Moody Bible Institute professor who loved it so much and requested it sung so often at chapel services that the song became the unofficial theme song of the college. It was not until 1945 when George Beverly Shea began to sing Great is Thy Faithfulness at the Billy Graham Evangelistic Crusades that the hymn was heard around the world. The Lord promises us strength equal to our days. We'll never awaken to a morning in which the Lord has given us work to do or burdens to bear without providing the strength we need. We typically measure our lives in years. God measures our lives in terms of days. The earth revolves on its axis every 24 hours, giving us 365 new beginnings every year. The Bible says his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. The Apostle Paul said, for this reason we do not lose heart. Even though our outward man is perishing, yet our inward man is being renewed day by day. Jesus told us to take up our cross daily. God allots our work in one-day increments, and that's the only way we can tackle life. How comforting is Psalm 139, verse 16. It says, your eyes saw me unformed, or in other words, before I was born. Yet in your book all my days were written, before any of them came into being. It's like God has a calendar where he keeps track of what happens each day of our life. And over each day he writes the word strength, and he provides the strength needed for that day. Just for today, we can do God's will. And just for today, we'll have the needed strength to do the work and to bear the load. The promise in Deuteronomy 33:25 is that we'll have sufficient God-given strength for our God-assigned tasks through each of our God-appointed days. Your strength will equal your days. Great is thy faithfulness, O God my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever wilt be. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning new mercies I see. All I have needed thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Pardon for sin and a peace that endureth. Thine own dear presence to cheer and to guide. Strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. Blessings all mine with 10,000 beside. God bless you. Have a blessed day.